Alright guys, welcome back to another reaction video. This video is about how Nijisanji ruined their reputation by Rima Evenstar. This time I pronounced the name correctly. I don't know much about like Nijisanji aside from that it is a VTuber agency and that it is really often in controversy. Yeah, let's see how this basically why that is. Let's go. Is that one of those funny intros? When does she walk out of a... okay.
On January 5th, Nijisanji shocked fans around the world by dropping the graduation notice for Pomo Rainpuff, one of Nijisanji's earliest recruit who debuted back
I know some of these. Rosemi was in controversy just recently with the McDonald's hash browns and she folded like paper, like origami, like paper. Why am I getting whipped?
Her graduation announcement was particularly concerning as she was considered one of the main pillars of Nijisanji. These news also
and then she said, nah, I'm good.
Nijisanji backlash and speculation following a series of events involving one of their most popular livers, Selen Tatsuki, to which we'll get into the deets later. Fans felt blindsided by this announcement, who seemingly came out of nowhere. Pomo has cited that she wanted to pursue other creative endeavors as part of the reasons for her graduation. But
I'm gonna say something right now. I dislike the idea of VTuber agencies. I'm sorry, but I dislike them.
She unprivated all of her membership streams, and
why, if you can like make it into the content creator space, why would you join a VTuber agency and follow some stupid rules?
There was a really big opportunity that was offered to me, and I get why it wasn't accepted, but it's really frustrating.
Because they need your money producing capabilities. That's why they rejected that idea. So she graduated.
After this particular clip would start circulating online, Nijisanji management would reprivate this membership VOD. Despite their company mission clearly articulating values such as be considerate, speak with honesty, and be sincere with your actions.
Well, I guess not.
Official website. It's astonishing to observe the substantial backlash directed towards Nijisanji. The company had a promising debut, and it appeared back then.
Yeah, these three I still remember.
Foresight during the company's inception. However,
and then Vox. This guy remember.
Public reception in recent years. It highlights a stark contrast between their auspicious start and the decline in the public perception of them over time. So let's find out exactly how this came to be. AnyColor was originally founded in 2017 by CEO Riku Tezumi under its previous company name Ichikara. He actually took a leave of absence from his university to launch the company at
28, at 21, that is insane.
Today, he is 26 years old and his company is worth upward of 2.5
crazy, 26-year-old billionaire.
As Forbes reported in October
Bro cooked.
Riku is now worth more than $1 billion, making
Bro cooked for real.
Billionaires in Japan. His story is quite impressive. After participating in a long-term internship at Tokyo-based web solution provider KIX, he took a leave of absence of Waseda University.
There is a fly in my room. Another one. I'm gonna end you
division in 2018
when I get the chance.
By a rebranding of the company into the name that we all know today, AnyColor. But Riku is an enigmatic figure.
I don't know that.
We don't know much about besides the few articles
I don't know about that company.
How much he's worth. So what do netizens do when they're missing information? They fill in the blanks. And that's where the whole Nijisanji CEO buying a yacht memes comes from.
The metal for the yachts has to come from somewhere. And on how do you think Riku builds his jet?
After all, what do young rich kids spend their money on? Yacht, of course. However, Riku has never flaunted or officially disclosed that he owns a yacht.
Funny how she pronounced yacht.
Disappointing. But it's necessary to clarify that, as people clearly believe this to be true when it's unfounded. However,
we do not know it.
Of the perception people
but there's a chance.
The leader of this company. It's good to note that Riku originally founded Niji with the purpose of promoting the use of live 2D models and streaming as opposed to the 3D.
I don't have a live 2D model. I just have a PNGs to switch in and out to create the illusion of movement. Funny, huh?
Utilizing then the new iPhone's X, which could connect to a streaming software. Today, this technology has become the norm norm, but back then, it was brand new. At this point, he aggressively sought out investment to expand his company and take a large part of the market share. In 2018,
Bro
there
wanted
were
that
auditions
money.
starting for a Chinese branch in Shanghai and Taipei, which would result in the recruitment of 16 livers. This was a joint project made with a company called Capsule Inc. Unfortunately for Capsule,
Capsule
Nietzsche
Corp
would
was
not
apparently
renew their
taken.
contract. Capsule would retain the livers and change their name to V-Ego, but would shortly go under and close their doors.
And then nuked them.
2020. But this
Okay.
did not deter Riku Tazumi, as he had other plans. Just a month after the end of the original Chinese branch in April 2019, the Virtual Real project would then emerge from a joint operation between AnyColor and the popular Chinese streaming website
Bilibili.
to which would be the beginning of a
Made
long-standing
sense.
partnership with China. At present, Nijisanji boasts over 100.
Never work with the Chinese. Never do it.
Across 2 branches. 145
Never.
members in Nijisanji's main branch, 34 members in the EN branch, on top of the
Oh, I see
67
Scully.
members within Virtual Real, which is quite the feat. This partnership
Over
helped them
200
navigate the
VTubers. That
difficult
is
Chinese market,
insane,
as well
dude.
as bring ton of venture capital
Yeah,
for
maybe
the
that
rapid
led to the
expansion
downfall.
they
Too many
wanted.
people.
Today, Bilibili is the 4th biggest shareholder within the company. This
Holy.
underlines the importance of this long-standing partnership within these 2 industry titans, and
Yeah,
how
and then they wanted
AnyColor's
apparently
duty
to
one
milk
of its principal
the
shareholder can affect some of the
VTubers,
decisions
I
they
guess.
make. Continuing their overseas expansion, in September of 2019, Nichi launched their Indonesian branch. And in January
That one doesn't
of
exist anymore.
2020, both the Korean
At least
and
not really,
Indian
I think.
branches also had officially begun their activities.
Korea as well?
Nichi then set their eyes on the English market. First, they tried to rebrand their Indian branch to an English one.
Which
When
didn't
that
work.
didn't work, they decided to axe the whole India branch. Much to the public's surprise, as they had grown fond of these talents. Already there, AnyColor or
So they nuked all of them.
received tons of criticism from fans who had grown attached to these idols.
That is
These aren't
insane.
just products you can shelves. These are people.
Well,
who have
apparently you
nurtured a
can.
relationship with their fandoms. But Nijisanji kept on pushing forward. On May 2021, their first EN wave, dubbed Lazulite, debuted, consisting of 3 female
Okay.
livers, Illyra Pandora, Pomo
I know her.
and
I know that one too, and I know
In
that one
December
too.
2021, the 4th wave of Niji EN male division, Luxium, debuted.
Vox
with a
Akuma,
bang,
yeah, I know that
capturing
one.
the hearts of a
That's the
previously
only
untapped
only
demographic
male
in the
VTuber
West,
from
the
that
female
group that I know.
audience. Inspired by the success of their male VTuber Kuzuha in Japan, Nijisanji soared to new heights, propelled by notable members such as Vox Akuma, who emerged as the company's highest earner. The organization garnered acclaim for its innovative approach. This
Bro
era
became
is
the
often
company's
regarded as
daddy,
Nijisanji's golden
essentially.
age, with the initial
Why the
20
Berserk
members
reference?
dubbed the Golden 20. However, I believe this narrative is primarily crafted to undermine the potential.
I don't
of new
like
and
when people
emerging
make
talents
Berserk
within
references.
Nijisanji. In my
Nothing good
humble
follows
opinion,
follows
it
a
seems
Berserk
just
reference.
to imply that the best days are already behind them, especially
The best
considering
days
they were
are
one of the
behind
first
them.
20 VTubers, given the prior shutdown of an entire branch. But I guess it makes them the Golden 20 survivors or something. Already here, we mark a pattern of extremely fast expansion, but also the swift termination of entire divisions that are
Ugh.
underperforming in the favor of focusing on more
Yeah, makes sense.
projects. The term
Like,
shotgun
financially,
approach has been used several times to describe Nijisanji's extremely
from the
fast
viewpoint
pace
of a
with which
company,
they debut new
it makes
talents.
sense to
The
focus on what
shotgun
makes
approach
money.
is a marketing
That's
term
just the
used
way
to
things
describe
are.
the more is better mentality, meaning they kind of just throw a bunch of stuff at the wall and see what sticks. Its purpose
Essentially,
is to
random
increase
bullshit
the
go.
odds of hitting a target
And what
when
doesn't
it's
work
more
gets
difficult to
annihilated.
focus on one. The VTubing community being so new and wide, it sort of makes sense why they would choose this approach over a more cultivated one. And this is something Nijisanji has previously stated in their quarterly reports. The cultivated approach, on the other hand, is the opposite. It's a thoughtful, focused, and deliberate strategy of creating and marketing new products. The product in this case being VTubers. This approach is also highly popular in idol groups such as AKB48,
Which is why I would
where the
never
strategy is to create multiple
enter
groups
a
of the
VTuber
same brand
agency
in several countries. The
because
AKB48 group is the highest
I don't
earning
want
musical act in
I want to
Japan's
be a
history.
product, but
So
my
perhaps
own
there's
product.
some validity validity to that strategy.
Not somebody
although
else's.
AKB has more than 90 members
I have no
across various
idea
groups,
about
and Nijisanji has well over
idol
double
culture.
that amount. But for now,
That is not
everything
my field of
appeared to be
expertise.
going well, but this trend in Nijisanji's business practices continued. Slowly but surely, the once vibrant and glossy facade started to show signs of underlying cracks. First, it
As
started
usual.
when Nijisanji decided to absorb the Korean and Indonesian branch into its main Japanese branch. The
Learn
pretty much given the
Japanese
choice
or
to
be
graduate
gone.
or continue with them. Those who could speak Japanese fairly well stayed and adapted, but for those who felt like it wasn't worth it anymore, they just left. There isn't many
Damn, that
Korean
ruined
or
probably a lot of
Indonesian streamers
careers.
left into Nijisanji nowadays. And while public opinion mostly swayed
So they
towards
did
agreeing
annihilate
that the Korean
Indonesian
branch
and
would
Korean.
just
That
be
is
the best,
insane.
as they came with allegations of mismanagement and allegations of bullying within the branch. This was due to some weird power
Bullying?
influence that pre-existed before the Korean branch was even a thing. So they came with a lot of baggage. There's a lot more to this story, but unfortunately, it's very muddled and we won't have time to get into it today. But it probably was for the best.
Okay.
But the merger of the Indonesian branch, on the other hand, generated discontent among the public for several reasons. Firstly, there was a concerning trend of Niji ID members gradually leaving, with a significant
So they dropped
number
out
of
one after
graduation
another.
one after the other. Additionally, the branch faced issues of neglect, experiencing a decline in support that left members.
Yeah, because of course, because the Indonesian branch doesn't really do that much money.
It didn't matter what she said.
It doesn't
as
make
the
that much.
manager wasn't watching her streams anyway, reflected the diminishing engagement. But the concrete
Imagine you can
evidence
do what you
in the
want because
list
your
of
boss does
graduating
simply
members
not
where
care.
Out of a total of 20, 12 had already graduated.
Whoa.
leaving only 8 members remaining. This
7.
pattern of departures contributed to the overall dissatisfaction within the community. Recently, the departure of one of Nijisanji's most popular streamer, Mika, has stirred significant attention. Listening to her reflections on the graduation, it becomes apparent that she felt neglected, contributing to the growing
Didn't she get? She
speculations
probably
about
didn't get the
Nijisanji's
resources she
talents
probably
mismanagement.
wanted.
Mika highlighted instance where she was supposed to sell merchandise at a convention, but the management failed to provide her with anything to sell. They
What the
basically
fuck?
forgot about her. Other ex-ID members such as Reza Aveluna has also talked about not even having enough resources to go on with basic life necessities before graduating.
We're just talking about my
Simply couldn't pay his bills, food, whatever was necessary
Some of them
because he
are
didn't
really
get
good, like content
paid
creators.
well.
They really do deserve more support, and one of them being financial. Everything is about money. If you have an idea for a content, if there's no money for it, you can't make the content.
Basically,
If you don't get money from it, well, you might. It's like some people feel like might as well they do other things that will bring the money.
Like
there's a
work,
lot of
actual work.
amazing content creator within.
especially
certain-
since
the
I
problem is
assume
there's
probably
One
that
thing
they
I'd say
also
there's no
receive
content
really
creation
bad
of
salaries.
that sense. It's just not enough.
Now, before you say, but Rima, why is his experience so different? Many other
the
lovers have
talking
talked about enjoying
sock
their
with
time
the
within
with the
company.
military
Look, these
helmet.
VTubers have what we call a survivor bias. Survivor bias occurs when we only consider successful outcomes
Ah,
ignoring those
yeah.
who failed, leading to a distorted view of reality. It's like judging a game only by the winners without acknowledging those who didn't make it. If you want to put things in perspective, Nijisanji has employed a total of 233 VTubers since its existence in 2018, and 73 of them are not with the company anymore. 73
That's-
of them
oh,
will never
that's a
get to see
third.
their dreams come true.
And that's
Plus,
about a
it's not
third of
everyone
that
that will
company
treat
being
everybody
annihilated.
equally. But in general, I find
Holy.
it interesting to see how one truly behaves by how they treat somebody they don't think can be useful to them. It is well known that Nijisanji has a culture of meritocracy and competition. They
I mean, yeah.
basically throw you out
Which makes
there and
sense,
give you a
'cause,
big
you know,
old slap on the butt and tell you
if all
"Go at it,
workers
son."
fight
So
each other,
VTubers
this
from
is the same
company
concept that we
are
have at
competing for
school,
the same amount of
where it's
limited
everybody
resources
fights each
against
other
each others. And those who
to
manage
push
to
each
stand out
other
from
to
the
greater
crowd and
heights, but the
generate
one who
most
truly benefits
numbers
is the
have
company.
access to these resources
Or, in
and
this case,
have
the
the
school.
most chances of being successful. But back to Mika. During her graduation announcement, she expressed a sense of accomplishment, suggesting she had reached a ceiling in her potential with Nijisanji.
When Niji I kind of like had goals, right? You guys know that like I made goals. Like, I wanna reach this amount of subs, or get a 3D, or have a concert. Basically, as time went on,
Basically,
I
but,
realized there are certain goals that I can and cannot achieve. So I wanted to achieve all the goals I possibly could. That is fully in my control.
So essentially, it didn't give her the resources that she needed. Yeah, that's basically what this is. They didn't give her the resources that she needed to expand.
Basically, all goals that I see as achievable in Nijisanji have been achieved.
Notably, she also expressed a desire for a 3D model, a resource that Nijisanji should technically have access to.
Yeah, obviously, this is a huge, rich company. They, of course, have that.
In this interview, the leader of the overseas talent managers and the head of overseas of operations described their responsibility to connect talents with the necessary resources to fulfill their needs.
Yeah, they totally did that. They did not do that.
A budget from the company to create 3D models.
I can tell they did not do that.
The job is finding out how to help the livers maximize their self-expression. So if it's the manager's
I guess
job
not.
to take the lead to
That
obtain
failed.
budgets from the company to create 3D models, why was this not done for Mika? We don't know. But the real downer that
They
I
just didn't
believe
want to.
brought morale down, not within just the fans
My
alone,
assumption.
but within the company itself, was Nijisanji's cancellation, or should I say postponement, of the AR Live 3D concert, to which the talents had been prepping for over.
Did that even happen?
Recording was
Yet?
done. The talents had traveled.
Like, I
abroad
knew
and
that it
taken
was,
time
like,
out of their
postponed.
busy schedule to rehearse for this event, and then Nijisanji pulled the plug on it. Not only that, but the announcement itself was so badly worded that talents like Pomu had to clarify it.
They said canceled. It's postponed.
So your own, like, employees need to fix your bad wording. That's interesting.
The livers also lost the money from their travel tickets.
Of course they did.
Allegedly, they
Let
only
me
got
guess.
reimbursed 1 to 2% of their travel expenses. Sadly, due to the livers' freelance status,
Yeah,
which lacks
basically,
the same
that is
protection
why.
as a salaried position, this is.
However, I think HoloLive
Salaried
doesn't have
talents
that.
in companies such as HoloLive typically
Yeah,
have
HoloLive
their
doesn't
lodging
have
and
that.
travel plans covered by the company. The difference in employment status contributes to variations in financial support within these agencies. This event,
Probably again
along
to
with
save
a
money.
series of other mishaps, marks a
There's
pivotal
definitely
point
going to
in
be.
the
This is
public
definitely going to be
perception of the
about also
company,
about
and more importantly, the
I assume
disregard for a talent's
about
time, effort,
how
and
they don't
money.
get paid
The
enough.
general
Let me guess.
discouragement can be seen
That is also
throughout
in
the
there.
livers'
Has to
reaction,
be.
who did not necessarily mince their words. You can see
That's my
here
theory, at
even
least.
Niji's golden goose, Box Akuma, tweeting, "Everyone is so tired. Give your Oshi some love today. We're all devastated by the event being cancelled due to COVID." Putting COVID in quotation with a skull emoji should tell you all.
Totally.
You need. Prior to the AR cancellation, there was another.
That was totally
3D
because of
concert,
COVID.
Niji Fest 2022, that Nijisanji VTubers were supposed to participate in, which unfortunately many of them got cancelled.
They
due
fucked
to
that up
unforeseen
too.
events,
That is
as stated
wild.
by the company.
Never let them
Just
plan
a day
any
before the
events
event,
anymore.
The agency announced that a couple talents wouldn't be able to make it. Many livers took to Twitter again to express their disappointment, but this was especially sad for Pomu, who had repeatedly been asking management for a 3D model without being able to get one. It's good to note that she finally got her long overdue 3D debuts 11 months ago. But that won't be the
good
end
for
of
her.
their worries, as just
I will
a
never
few
get a
days
model
later,
if I don't get a
Nijisanji
PC.
drops a huge
Because I
bomb
cannot
that
run
would
a model.
backfire so
At least not the way it is right
immensely
now.
that it would even scare a Minecraft creeper. On March
Okay.
9th, they released a scathing letter announcing the graduation of the liver Zaion, detailing the many ways in which she had broken the rules. The statement specifically highlighted offensive remarks regarding discrimination and sexual assault, endorsing comments defaming Nijisanji livers and any color through her personal social media accounts, and falsely claiming to
Let
have
me
received
guess.
permission
People who work
from
at
the colleague
Nijisanji
after
can't
you
use their
mentioned a
private
prohibited
Twitter
action.
account. Like their
In
personal
my
Twitter account.
In my opinion, no lawsuit here, sweetie. This was made to throw Zaion
Dodging
under the
lawsuit.
bus. The letter was received with mixed feelings. Some wonder why it was so much more detailed than all the other announcements we've got before, and some being
I guess it
she
is
got laid
weird,
off as she had gotten quite a few
as
detractors
those
over the
things aren't
mishaps she
really
had been
that
involved in recently.
terrible.
And on this note, I know the
Like,
community keeps
if you are
calling out for
someone like the
transparency,
harem
but to
VTuber
me,
girl, I
it's
guess,
always a
sure,
little eerie to see
detailed
a detailed
graduation is
letter from your
probably
employer
needed.
telling the world
But in
in
this
all
case,
the
these
ways
aren't
you
really that
fucked up.
terrible.
But anyway, that wasn't the end of it, because Zaion, under the identity
Let me
of
guess, she
Sayu
brought
Den,
the
fired
receipt.
back and decided to break her silence. And when it comes to this particular Nichi Yab, I haven't seen a plant blow up this spectacularly since I tried. Indeed, in her tweet longer that she released to defend her name, the public made some startling discoveries that would change the way they perceive the company forever.
Ha!
In the
That was
document,
obvious.
Several disconcerting revelations emerged. First, Nijisanji's management imposed restrictions on livers' social media use, including prohibiting the use of their past live Twitter accounts and
of
locking
course.
them out of their main accounts during suspensions. This even led to penalties when Zaion accidentally liked a reply while browsing. Second, the revelation that Nijisanji livers were not salaried. Indeed, in an interview, when
I called that
asked
too.
about a monthly
Horrendous
salary,
payment.
the response was, "No, but I can tell you that if you sign under us, you'll make more than you're making right now." This lack of guaranteed income structure, especially during debuts,
great, I called
is
it.
Low
unsettling.
salary.
I can
So
see
we'll get money
things.
on voice packs and stuff. Like,
Future
I
sight.
can't really say if it's low salary or not.
How hard they do it, they don't exactly get enough for them to even eat.
Making a callback to
The
that.
XLA branch having a single manager who was a 2 weeks old hire adds another layer of concern about the management structure within Niji.
So they made a new
Notably, one
branch.
reason cited for Zion's
Added
suspension was direct messaging a manager.
a manager
which
to
seems
that,
like a
who
seemingly
barely had any
disproportionate
experience. That is
response.
insane.
Shouldn't you be able to message a manager when you're not getting the answers you require from your direct manager?
I
But
guess.
perhaps the
Wait,
most
why
unsettling
even
revelation
bother
was the
having a manager
confirmation
if that
of
manager is essentially
self-suspensions
useless?
within the company. Zion's manager pressured her to fabricate a story for her fans, contributing to a culture where suspensions are disguised as breaks. This
Oh,
revelation fostered public
suspensions
skepticism
are
about future
basically
livers'
hidden
announcements or breaks,
behind
as we'll see later in the
holidays
video.
or like
And this,
breaks.
coupled
Insane.
with the closing of various Nijisanji branches,
Whoa.
fuels public perception that Nijisanji may have overextended itself or mismanaged its talents. The lack
Too
of
many. It's just
transparency
that's
and
it. It's
questionable
too many
management
people.
practices have led to growing concerns among the
Nijisanji
community.
has worked
Sayu
0
even
days
went on
without
to later reveal that the livers also
scandals.
did not get to keep their silver play
Oh, that
buttons
is funny.
either.
That is good.
Silver
That's a
play
good
button
joke.
serves as a token to celebrate a creator's achievement once they reach 100k subscribers. And
Let
during
me
a
guess,
stream,
they took
she
that away
stated,
too.
I don't believe anyone there gets to keep or receive play buttons because it is the company's, right?
But then Petra and other
No.
Nichi livers tweeted about receiving their play buttons or starting showing them, which made people wonder who was telling the truth. But then people were quick to point out it looked like it was all posted from the same table, so the livers might not have access to them physically.
Looks like the same standard white table you usually have in an office or on a jet.
I see what she did here. Anna.
Melted down salt for jet money.
Nah. Nah, they didn't. Oh god.
Surely it's not that expensive. They're worth billions of dollars. Surely that won't make any color go broke, right? But I guess this is
Just let them
one
keep
of
their
the
play
things that the
buttons.
VTuber
What is this
industry
shit?
won't ever reveal. Another example.
If I ever get a play button, I will protect that thing with my life.
Kaneko apologized on X just one day after stating solidly that he would not.
Bro folded like
apologize for a
paper.
joke he made.
I do understand.
No, I mean they
how
probably
upset
threatened
people
him to graduate him if he doesn't apologize. So
stand by what I said earlier.
that makes sense.
I don't believe that
Generally, if there's some controversy revolving around Nijisanji members, they usually have to they usually have to apologize, or they probably get folded in the company, getting their ass beat from their boss, essentially.
I still don't agree that it's racist.
Fans speculated that these words sounded more like
The Rose Emmy faced the same issue.
rather than his own, and alleged a week-long suspension.
Rose Emmy
rather
did
than him
probably face the same issue, that she
There
did
are
not
numerous
apologize
other
because
instances that
she
have
was sorry
contributed
with
to
the
a
hash
decline
browns.
in Nijisanji's public reputation, and while I can cover
Ah,
them all here or
Alien
maybe
Mommy.
until tomorrow, I'll highlight a few significant ones. First and foremost, Nijisanji faced criticism for attempting to suppress voices critical of their practices by either
Yeah, of
striking or
course.
DMCing creators
Of
like
course.
ID and Kyo. This kind of action generally doesn't sit well with audiences who heavily dislike feeling deceived. Additionally, there were issues with the quality of the merchandises that they try to sell to fans, particularly
Also,
the Luxium first
insane.
anniversary rings, leading to a fan revolt. Or another instance was when t-shirts quality were so low and simple that fans compared them
Bootleg.
to bootleg VTuber merch.
Bootleg VTuber merch.
Right after
Funny.
Mr. joke that the livers earned
Not funny, haha.
1 to 3%
Funny, weird.
revenue from merchandise.
I'm just kidding, bro. I get like 1% from merch sales. I ain't getting
What?
shit. Fuck, man. I'm getting scammed myself. I wish I was joking. Anyway.
And these allegations were so wild that even Kason reacted to them, tweeting,
Damn, 1 to 2% is fucked up. Companies, please respect the talents. If you can,
They
just let
don't.
them go without any threats and loss.
Okay, son.
I used to be bitching about 50% being low, but what the fuck? Damn, I am so lucky.
sparking a discussion on how best to support a talent.
If
to
I
which
ever
one
have
would
merch,
then emphasize that the best way to
I ain't
support a
sharing.
talent is actually through voice pack purchases. So you know what to do. You want to support the talent? Make sure you get some of those sweet voice packs. Lastly, the departures of Nijisanji livers Mysterias and Nina Kozaka to VShojo have attracted attention. Both of them
I know
hinted
either of them.
at feeling more supported, appreciated, and cared for by their new management.
But it was just so surprising to me that, you know, my manager's like, how can I help? You need me to hire somebody, artist, you need like, a background person. Like, what do you
We are
need?
hack maxing with this one, by the way.
You need editing, you need music. And I told her I'm not used to that, so...
Additionally, they kind of left dropping many hints and jabs at their former company. At this point, there is mounting dissatisfaction within the Nijisanji community. It feels palpable. It feels like it is about to reach a tipping point until it finally...
Well, we haven't reached it yet. Mostly, I think another thing. I think revolving around Michi from VJojo. That also that's also something, dude. Like this is probably not the end. This will probably be not the end for years to come, probably.
finally did on none other than Christmas Day. Selen Tatsuki is one of the most
On Christmas?
of the
That is
Nijisanji
wild.
stretch. On Christmas Day,
That is wild. On Christmas.
she released a cover
Insane.
song called Last Cup of Coffee, which was later privated by Nijisanji in the following hours. This song was a collaboration with all her fans planned as a Christmas gift for them for several months. And a video
Aww.
she personally invested up to $15,000. The
Aww.
privatization came as a surprise. Selen Tatsuki took to Twitter, formerly X, or is it the other way around, to encourage people to re-upload and share the song as she wasn't allowed to. Speculation then arose regarding a copyright issue, but this couldn't be the case.
I don't
as
think
Selen
so.
had obtained permission from Lily Pichu's producer to cover the song.
It, like,
Oh, wait, Lily
'cause they
Pichu.
were, like, missing the producer approval, and then so like I actually reached out to the producer because I realized like we had like mutual like followings, and then I was like, hey, can I do a cover of your song? And then he was like, oh yeah, of course you can.
Some suggested that the reputation might be due to missing paperwork for a song that involved a large amount of people, but more nefarious insinuations arose from her strong hits at graduation and allusions to former Nijisanji members who had graduated and joined another company within the video. It's important to note
okay.
as I'm sharing the various narratives that have been circulating around this event. Adding to this intrigue, Selen's Nijisanji's colleague Millie Parfait commented on the post, raising questions about final approval before releasing the video. This shifted the conversation toward potential approval issues. Fans, dissatisfied, reached out to Nijisanji customer support, receiving a generic corporate PR response, confirming that it was indeed an approval issue. But this response was not enough to convince the mass majority of the already suspicious fanbase. In fact, the Millie's response threw oil on an already burning fire of discontentment. Fans wondered why this wasn't settled privately in DMs and felt that it was performative. Whether this was Millie's attempt to quell the flames of speculation and backlash against the company they all work for, or perhaps it was a genuine attempt at understanding the situation, the general public didn't perceive it positively.
Nobody will know.
Broke loose with the different factions fighting each other online, and she received backlash for potentially siding with the corporation and throwing her colleague under the bus. In either case, it didn't look good. And the reason why is because fans were already so frustrated. This video privatization came after a series of events this year where
that's sad. That looks so cute.
Projects were either interfered with or straight up shut down by management. The first instance was when the management shut down her Fall Guys tournament, and she was then informed that she wouldn't be able to organize any more international tournaments moving forward. No explanation were provided for these decisions, by the way.
As stated, there will not be any more international events organized by me. I'll still be able to participate in international events and organize other events, but it'll be for EN.
Yeah, got nuked.
I know a lot of fans who were looking for.
You're not infantilized. You can't do things on your own anymore.
So I wanted to
essentially.
that has officially fell through in the end. I messed up earlier, tweeting about my excitement and starting my plans with organizing the tournament, as I assumed my old approvals for it was still in factor, since I've been in discussion for it before the Puyo Tetris tournament. But I did get in trouble.
There's a fly again. Oh my god, I will finish you off.
And in another instance, about a year ago, Selen voiced her frustrations at the slow process of approval within the company and rule changes when she was organizing an art contest with a prize pool of $5,000. Because of the very slow process and rule changes, she had to rush her art contest. Not only that, but had to fight for her to be able to give out a prize money out of her own pocket.
Sorry, I just got a little bit
no!
The rules with how illustration contests are hosted, but they didn't tell me about it. But in the past, I was allowed to give you guys a month now, but my ticket might expire. Will expire if I give artists a month now. So I'm still setting it up at the moment. Still waiting for management stuff, but like
that is not good.
I don't want to rush.
What a shit show.
But literally, the only time I'll get another opportunity to get another outfit ticket is like a long time.
In my opinion, the whole song release was a complete PR disaster. Not because the song was
absolutely horrendous.
went through all the release steps. Only after being done, promoted, and then published did management finally bring it up as an issue. This recurring pattern highlights the significant issues within Nijisanji, where there's a disconnect between different parts of the organization. Again,
there's probably a huge disconnect between creators and management.
Where the head doesn't know what the tail is doing. From a consumer standpoint,
that's what this is. A huge disconnect between
the premium feel of a well-oiled machine.
Employer and employee, essentially.
Operational issues would go such a long way, as it would address most gripes people have with the company. However, what happened after took an eerily bizarre turn. After that tweet, Selen became completely absent from social media, missing out on a few planned collaborations. More recently, Nijisanji had to cancel her appearance at Anime Impulse, with the event having to offer refunds to the affected fans. But shortly after, Selen tweeted from her main account saying,
"Thank you to everyone for the support since I've been gone. I'm discharged from the hospital and my parents are helping me after my accident. Thank you to my dragoons for all the kindness and support. I will keep trying my best.
Oh, so she was in the hospital.
You
Okay.
are what keeps me going.
And then followed that tweet with,
I apologize for the silence. I've been in the hospital after an accident and will be staying there for a few days to be under supervision. I just got back access to my phone yesterday.
thankfully, she is fine and well now, and we wish her the best recovery. However, the internet being the internet, this tweet still raised concerns, and while I don't agree with them, I can understand.
Silent suspension.
After all, during the
Maybe.
Zaion leaks, we learned that talents did not have access to their social media accounts during stealth suspensions. Internet Detective also got on the case, some even going as far as pointing out discrepancies between the apostrophes, which I found quite hilarious. And just to be clear, they claim she never used the apostrophe, but I found several tweets where she did use those, so I'm pretty sure this is definitely unfounded as well. But I'm gonna move on from this topic for now. 2 recurring theme emerges. Firstly, management appears to be unreliable, and more significantly, Nijisanji has lost the public trust over the years. A high degree of skepticism towards the company makes it difficult for people to believe them, and discovering attempts to silence creators and instances of dishonesty has led to understandable doubts about their statements. A air of secrecy looms over the corporation. While they address their managerial issues for the sake of their talents and helping
this is not a VTuber agency somebody should join.
Challenging aspect of repairing their damaged reputation. But it's doable. It's just gonna take time. Despite this, financially, the company is thriving. The Japanese division is flourishing and the overall stock price is on the rise. Honestly, public opinion doesn't have significantly affected them, and I can guarantee you that Nijisanji isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Only time will tell if treating talents like they are products and having a policy of meritocracy within the company will work well in the long run.
Well, apparently it does. At least like...
But what happens when fandoms start developing emotional attachment to
6 years?
Products?
About 6 years?
They are not material objects. They are humans, and the VTubing community is quite adamant on having these people being treated well.
But you chose to make yourself a product. That is also an issue.
Have emotional attachments to, but also are known for their horrible management. We love their products. Well, most of them at least.
Diablo 4.
Criticizing these companies, so I don't see why it should be any different for a VTubing company. Why shouldn't we be able to criticize VTubing companies when they mess up?
The whole Niji library has like 200 plus things. How many did graduate?
Holy. Oh my god, how many are that?
Who's counting? Certainly not me. Anyway, leave your thoughts in the comments below, check out my Patreon, and until next time, peace out!
Well, nobody should join that company. I'm just saying it flat out, nobody should. But I can tell people what to do. If you want to be in a VTuber agency like that, do it, but yeah, be careful, be aware. Beware! Well, that's it for this video. Tell me what you think about Nijisanji in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.